What's up, guys? Melbourne NFT here, and today we need to talk about Season 3 here in Seal M on Cross. Because honestly, this may be one of the most important seasons we've had so far. Right now, a lot of players are grinding hard because this is the last 1.0 and Crystal season. And if the reward system changes in future seasons, there's a chance this could be one of the biggest Schultz reward opportunities players will ever get. Now, obviously, nothing is confirmed yet. This is not financial advice or anything like that. But personally, I do think many players are taking Season 3 much more seriously right now. So in today's video, I want to show you guys how I'm personally maximizing my ranking points as a regular player. And while we do that, we're also gonna talk about field bosses, rifts, daily missions, season pass, and why player activity right now feels way more intense than before. So alright guys, without further ado, let's begin. Alright, so first let's talk about one of the biggest sources of ranking points right now. Field bosses. Honestly, if you're trying to maximize Season 3 rewards, missing field bosses right now feels really bad because every single point matters, especially now that players are competing harder during the last 10 meters Crystal season. And in Season 3, we also got newer bosses added into rotation. Depending on your rank contribution, you can get different amounts of points. So consistency is very important here. The more boss schedules you attend daily, the more points you can stack over time. And honestly, I think this is where active players slowly separate themselves from casual players. Not necessarily by spending more, but simply by showing up consistently. And this is something really interesting to me, because events and ranking systems like this actually change player behavior a lot. Right now, players are optimizing schedules, preparing builds, farming harder, and trying not to miss daily content. Season 3 honestly feels way more competitive compared to before. And I think the last 1.0 and Crystal situation is a huge reason why. Because many players believe future reward allocations may change later on. Again, nothing confirmed, but the possibility alone already changes how players behave. Now the next important thing is Rift participation. This is another huge source of ranking points. And honestly, if you're late entering Rift, sometimes it gets completely full. So timing matters a lot here. Personally, after finishing my field boss runs, one immediately prepare for Rift, because missing even one day starts to hurt your total ranking progress, especially in long seasonal grinds like this. And I think many players are starting to realize that consistency is more important than short grinding bursts. Now let's talk about the season pass, because honestly, this is where a lot of players are divided right now. Some players think the Premium pass is worth it because of the extra progression and ranking support. Others prefer staying completely free to play and grinding manually. And honestly, I think both sides are understandable, because Season 3 is designed in a way where active players can still make decent progress. But premium systems obviously help speed things up. What's interesting though is how these systems increase overall player engagement. More missions, more grinding, more activity, more progression. And during Season 3, Seal M honestly feels more active because of that. Now another thing players really should not ignore right now is the Dimensional Rift Conquest event. Because honestly, this event gives some pretty solid extra ranking points during season. As you guys can see here, the event is focused on defeating Dimensional Rift boss. And depending on which boss you defeat, you can earn different amounts of ranking point. For example, lower Rift bosses give smaller reward, while stronger bosses like Ifrit give much higher ranking points. So naturally, the harder the content become, the better the rewards become too. And honestly, I think this event is very important during the last 1.0 and Crystal season, because every extra point matters right now, especially for players trying to push higher rankings before the season ends. And honestly, one of the biggest reasons why this season feels so important is because Schultz discussions are everywhere right now. Players are saving, selling, upgrading, holding resources, and preparing differently depending on their strategy. Some players are focusing entirely on ranking rewards. Others are focusing on progression and future updates. And that's honestly what makes Season 3 really interesting to watch. Because everybody's trying to predict what happens next after this massive Crystal season ends. But now I want to hear from you guys. How are you maximizing Season 3 right now? Are you grinding field bosses daily? Focusing on Rift? Buying the season pass? Or just playing casually? And do you guys think future Schultz rewards will actually decrease after this season? Because honestly, I feel like many players are treating this season differently compared to previous ones. But alright guys, that's gonna be it for today's video. Hopefully this helps some of you guys maximize your Season 3 grind a little better. And honestly, I think the biggest thing right now is consistency. Even small daily progress matters a lot during long seasonal ranking events like this. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with other CLM players. This has been Melbin NFT, and I'll see you guys in the next CLM adventure.